about the top 8 souvenir ideas that are cheap and easy to carry. Well, you know that we like to pack light, do a lot of carry-on only travel, and so we also like to bring a few things back with us. So the first one is tea or coffee. What we have realized as we have traveled more and more is that we end up with a lot of kind of tabletop knickknacks, just random pieces that maybe aren't all that useful. And sometimes we want a few of those things. But so we've also started to bring back some items that aren't necessarily just going to clutter up our living area. So you can find a bunch of different teas, maybe an herbal tea, different flavors that might not be as prevalent here. And so a lot of times we'll go someplace drinking tea or coffee as we're going. And if we find something that we like as we are traveling, we'll just take some of that back with us, maybe share it with our friends. So that's a really good idea. A second item that we really have started doing for quite a while now is that we will find something that we can use as a Christmas ornament. Now, sometimes it's an actual Christmas ornament. A lot of places that are tourist cities or parts of town, old markets, things like that, will have actual Christmas ornaments. And sometimes we get those. Sometimes we also just find something that we can repurpose as an ornament, put a little ribbon around it and hang it from the tree. But we really like to do that. That's kind of a fun way that every Christmas we can pull out the ornaments and remember, hey, we got this one from Kenya, we got this from England, and also remember, hey, this is a trip I took this year. Just kind of a reminder of how we've got to travel, got to see different parts of the world, and kind of relive that each year around Christmas time. So that's another item that doesn't take up a whole lot of space and usually can be done very affordably. Third is some type of art print. Occasionally, you might even be able to get an original, something small, maybe in the range of like an 8 by 10-inch piece or something like that. Depending on where you're going, you might be able to just get a print from a boutique store, or there are times where maybe you go out on the street and you see a guy that's painting stuff, and you can sometimes get things pretty reasonably from them, even in the range of $10 to $20 maybe for a hand painted piece of art. You want to make sure you're able to keep it flat, especially if you're traveling with a backpack like us. But it is very packable if you know how to do it and doesn't take up hardly any space or any room. Fourth, we often will find snacks or maybe chocolate that we have really enjoyed on the trip. So if we're going and we have found, hey, there's a certain type of cookie or like some type of salty, savory snack, maybe nuts or things like that, that we have really enjoyed on that trip, we'll maybe grab a pack or two extra to take back with us. First off, if you get hungry on the flight back, you always have that as an option to eat. But kind of in the same vein as the tea or coffee, it is something that you can take back. You can share with friends if you are so inclined, but it's also something you can reminisce about your trip over at a later point. Fifth, some people are really into postcards. There's not a lot of people who send them anymore. A few people still do. There are still some places you can send postcards from. But even if you don't send them, they can serve kind of in the same vein as an art print or something like that. It's just a memory of a place you have been. You can bring it home. You can make a board at your house of all the postcards, the different places you've got to go over time. So that's another thing that's usually fairly affordable and really doesn't take up any space or weight whenever you are traveling. Number six, a lot of the times, if we're going to some place that is known for some type of specialty food or cooking or spices, we might try to get some spices or something local that we can cook with whenever we get back home. Basically, the same idea as the snacks, the tea, the coffee, but something that you can use and take back with you. Maybe it's going someplace in Eastern Europe where they have really good paprika. You want to check to make sure that whatever it is you're bringing back is allowed through immigration and customs. But most of the time, a lot of the spices would be allowed if it's processed. But if there is someplace you're going, if they're renowned for cinnamon, cardamom, just look into that. Make sure it is okay for you to bring it back, but that is very often cheap to get there. Doesn't take up a lot of room. You want to be careful how you pack it, but is a very viable option for a souvenir idea that is cost effective. Seventh is to find something local, something handmade. Maybe it is a small item that is just distinct to that area. Maybe it is a woven good. Maybe it is a rug. So find out something local, something that is handmade from there that is distinct to that location, and buy it, support the local industry there, but then also have an amazing souvenir that you can take back with you and always remember your trip. Finally, look for something that could be a badge of honor, some type of enamel pin, a sticker, depending on the type of person you are. You might have a water bottle that has stickers on it from all the different places you've been. You might have a backpack that you put a patch on. You might have a jacket that you stick all your enamel pins from the different places you've been. It's a very cost effective, almost always, and very easy to transport item that is just a memory that stays with you, is present anytime you see the sticker on your water bottle or the pin in your jacket. You can think of that trip, just have a fond memory, hopefully fond anyway, of that trip. So those are a few souvenir ideas that are relatively cheap and easy to carry. Hopefully some of those are useful to you guys, and good luck shopping. And if there are any items that we didn't mention here you think should be on our list, feel free to drop a comment and tell us what your thoughts on these items are.